It's proven that this league is against Caitlin Clark and the Fever. They hate him. I mean, they hate him with a passion. I mean, they hate him so much, they want to hurt him. Physically inflict harm on these women, bro.
I'm not even going to say Indiana Fever fans. Caitlin Clark fans are crashing out at a different level. And I don't blame them. I don't.
The Indiana Fever front office is caught red-handed, lying to reporters.
Following the boycott by Indiana Fever supporters due to the Caitlin Clark injury controversy, the WNBA is in full-blown panic mode.
Fans, y'all, we might have a case here. We might have a case to sue not only the Indiana Fever, but the WNBA for misleading us.
Can it get any more pitiful? Making fictitious comeback promises to fans in an attempt to increase ticket sales. Fans were defrauded, petitions were started, and even investigations are currently stalling in confusion as a result of their greed.
In what seems to be a strategic ploy to drive ticket sale and merchandise sales by suggesting that Caitlin Clark's return was on the horizon.
Let's now discuss who we are interacting with. There is more to Caitlin Clark than meets the eye. She isn't just a newbie that you can plug in and hope gets better. She has been referred to as a billion-dollar entity.
Well, that injury, the new injury, yet another injury. The Indiana Fever's got a billion-dollar entity on their team. $1 billion damn dollars.
I'm not exaggerating there. That is exactly how she has been portrayed by commentators. Consider it. One player is being likened to the type of financial engine that is often exclusively discussed in relation to the NBA. The size of her is enormous. However, she hasn't set foot on a WNBA court since July 15, 2025, even though she carries the kind of weight that most leagues can only imagine. Why? Due to an injury to the groin that has now become a never-ending mystery tale.
The Indiana Fever have got themselves a problem. They got themselves a real problem after, of course, we found out that Caitlin Clark suffered yet another injury literally 2 weeks to today ago.
This is where the fun starts. The WNBA and the Indiana Fever have been promising her comeback every week since July 15th, like a cheap carrot on a stick. They claim she's almost back. She looks good. Additionally, the fans continued to pack arenas, purchase tickets, and stream the games. However, none of it was authentic. It was mirrors and smoke. Because rather than Clark's spectacular return, viewers were left with conflicting injury reports and unspoken setbacks that made less sense than the plot twists of a subpar Netflix series.
Whoever is representing Caitlin is going to win. Sophie Cunningham is going to win. Everybody's going to win because at the end of the day, we know there is valuable and real deal evidence proving that this league is against Caitlin Clark and the Fever.
And here's the kicker, as if that wasn't enough. Sophie Cunningham, the team's lone player with the grit, physicality, and yes, enforcer intensity, suffers a season-ending knee injury while everyone waits for Clark to return. Just the right moment, isn't it?
What happened to Sophie Cunningham and all of the other damn Fever players? Oh, it's getting real. Oh, it's definitely getting real.
This would be the punchline of a comedy sketch about shooting oneself in the foot if this league were trying to compose. The only player who could handle part of that physical play was unable to do so due to Sophie's injury. Clark didn't always have to take hits because they were the one who could. The Fever appeared to be like a car without an engine when she was gone.
This is why they cannot get ahead, because they are not credible. They are not credible reporters. They are not credible at all.
Oh, and we're not finished yet. Because fans discovered that Clark was battling with more than just the groin problem beneath all the noise. No, she was also conveniently picked up with a secret ankle bone bruise during the early August Phoenix Mercury game. As a result, supporters were not only misinformed about the groin issue, but they were also kept in the dark about another injury. Pick your poison, boycotts, lawsuits, and petitions are all currently threatening the league. The Indiana Fever have somehow succeeded in making Caitlin Clark's absence a major PR disaster. And what do you know?
She got hurt around the 7th. You knew prior to you going to ESPN that Kayla Clark wasn't coming back when you said she was going to come back. You're lying. You're lying and you're misleading, and it's looking real spooky. And I'm happy the fans are standing up.
Let's now dissect the real injury chaos because it merits special attention. It all began on July 15th, when Clark was placed on indefinite leave due to a groin issue. That was sufficient to start a discussion. Is it better to wait until Tanatsi 26 to make sure she's ready? Or should she even make a comeback this season? Isn't that a reasonable question? However, fans received a jumble of false information and contradictions in place of sincere responses.
They had already knew Kayla Clark wasn't going to play in that damn All-Star game, right? Knowing what we know now, they could have told us immediately Kayla wasn't going to play. They waited like 3-4 days for the All-Star game. Now, I was set to go to the All-Star game, but I said, you know what? No, I'm going to just boycott it because I just didn't like how Kayla Clark was getting abused.
On August 7th, the Phoenix Mercury game followed. Reports that Clark had sustained another injury suddenly began to circulate. However, wait a minute. Video from that very game shows her walking normally. No evidence of trouble, no limp. Fans naturally exposed it as a cover-up. Furthermore, don't be surprised if your fan base retaliates when you start treating them like idiots.
Caitlin Clark has been sidelined for the Indiana Fever since July 15th due to a groin injury. Yes, we know that. While fans would love to see her back on the court, there's a legitimate chance she's held out until 2026.
Eventually, the secret was revealed. In fact, Clark's left ankle had a bone bruise. That small detail was neatly disclosed when the fans' ire was already erupting, and it wasn't brought up until well after the event. This stuff cannot be made up. The club is unable to even be open about the player's health issues, despite the fact that she is the one player who is meant to represent the league and is solely in charge of TV ratings and ticket sales.
You got this video right here that a lot of you have already seen. I just saw it in the last couple of days of Caitlin getting stepped on by a coach right there on the left.
Stepped on by the coach, and I think she's going to be all right based upon the grin on her face. But
the left foot.
The Fever hurried to mend the roster as Clark was sidelined and Sophie Cunningham was now absent due to a torn right knee. They waived Cairo Lambert and signed Shop Petty to a 7-day hardship contract. That's our current position. The league's most anticipated club is currently surviving on duct tape and short-term contracts. It should come as no surprise that their record dropped to 19-16, which does not like the postseason challenger that many had anticipated had Clark been active.
And I really feel like we will just get the similar outcome that we had with Caitlin Clark this year in terms of she's just going to get beat up on. And now this team is already injured and you're already not playing.
However, the drama is not limited to injuries. Not at all. It is sent directly to the front desk and coaching staff. Because this team's handling of information gives the impression that they have been trying out for reality TV, if fans weren't already incensed enough. Let's begin with Stephanie White, the head coach. During an ESPN broadcast on August 12th, she bluntly informed the world that Clark was almost ready to make a comeback. Doesn't that seem exciting? However, there is only one issue. Prior to that date, Clark had previously sustained another injury. Therefore, White either completely misled everyone or had no idea what was happening with her own star player. To be honest, neither choice seems promising. The